Just wanted to have a quick tip for people who want to make parallax in 3D. Often you see them starting off like this is going to be near, layouting, doing the layout in 2D. So nothing wrong with that. This is middle. Okay. And then something that's going to be far away. And once they like that layout, they say, okay, I want to make it 3D now, so I'll add a camera. Boom, boom. Make everything 3D. And then most people say, yeah, just this one has to be far away, so push it far. Oh, and it got smaller, so just put it back and make it a bit larger. And the near one has to be closer, but over here, and I want it really close. And then in the end you say, well, okay, I kind of have what I want now, but that's not the layout I just prepared. And most people think, oh yeah, it's too difficult to actually do it correctly. So let's go back to where we add everything in 2D. And here is the crazy easy fix for this. You make a null object, you make it 3D, you go to camera. I'm going to copy its position and paste it to the null. So you can see over here, we've got a null where the camera is. I'm just going to make everything just the way I want it in 2D. That's not the way I want it. Make it 3D, and now I will parent it. Let's say the near one. Let's do that one first. I want it about here. I'm just going to parent it to the null, but I'm not going to move the null. I'm not going to move the layer. I'm going to select the scale and scale it down. And as you see, that layer is moving towards the camera, but we don't see anything happening here. I'm going to break that parent. Middle is going to stay where it is, and far away, again, parent it to that null. The null is where the camera is, and scale that one up until it's somewhere over here. You didn't see anything happen here, but you saw it going back. And let's break that parenting again. Now, if I move the camera, you'll find that is exactly what we wanted to have. It's parallax, and the layers were exactly where I needed them. You can just make that null a child of your camera, and then it should be at position 0, 0. And that means that at anywhere in your workflow, you can just say, oh, that needs to be a bit more far away. I'm going to parent it again. That's with the scaling. Nothing's happening here. Everything's happening here. Like this. And now you especially need to break the parenting, otherwise it will be via parented to the camera and not move at all. Now we want to unlink that parent, and we moved it in Z space to somewhere else. Okay, that's one thing I see a lot of people, a trick that a lot of people don't know. Second thing is that once we moved our camera and we introduce an extra 2D element, let's say I want to have a crazy shape over here. Good, looks great. I want to introduce it to my 3D scene, so I make it 3D, and it moves. Okay, no big deal. You can, no, we want it to be exact. So I'm going to make a second null. I'm going to rename this one parallax scale. And its position is always at 0, 0. And this one we're going to name, let's say 2D origin. Make it 3D. And I'm going to also parent this to the camera. And you could do this manually. I'm just going to do a quick expression. Where I want to position this null is at thisComp's width divided by -2, and thisComp's height divided by -2, And if I now put it at 0 for the z-axis, it's going to be exactly at the edge of what the camera can see. But we actually want it there, over here, exactly in the focal plane. And the trick is that the camera's zoom property this is what we want. If you just pick whip to the zoom property, you see that that 2D origin is now exactly placed in our 2D, in what appears to be our 2D viewport, but it's actually in 3D and it'll move with the camera. So how's that going to help us? Well, when you make the layer, when it's still 2D, this shape, it's relative to the viewport. When we make it 3D, it becomes relative to the camera. So now I'm going to link it, parent it, to my 2D origin while holding the Alt key. And then I'm just going to break the link. And that's going to be perfectly where it was before it became 3D. If I want to push it back in Z space, I'm going to go to my parallax scale. Let's say I want it here. That's what I wanted. You haven't seen anything happen over here. Break the link, and it's exactly where I want in my parallax. So 2 quick tips for parallax layer placement. Hope you enjoy.